For
What is your aim for Sorrento Football Club this season?
Look, I think we probably need to finish in the top four. Another FFA Cup run would be great, but certainly it's been a couple of years now we've missed out on that. So getting in the top four to start and then seeing how far up that we can climb.
And looking in the future for Sorrento, what's your vision?
Look, I'd like to think the club continues to grow. It played a massive part in my life as a junior player and also as a senior, and I think it can continue to do that for a lot more. I'd love to see these facilities continue to be upgraded and grow and really become a boutique football facility here in the northern suburbs.
And how important is our junior football system?
It's the lifeblood of the club. I think we pride ourselves on the type of players we produce. The likes of myself has come through, my brother Todd, Scott Neville, Neil Young, Chris Coyne, Jamie Coyne, all played some parts of their junior football here at Sorrento. So it's a great development club. We pride ourselves on basing our teams on that and not just importing the best players we possibly can. So without the junior system, the junior foundation, the club would slowly crumble.
Going into this season, who are the players that are really key for Sorrento?
Look, that's a difficult one to answer because I think this is probably the strongest squad that I've ever seen at Sorrento. There's 22 players who are all capable of playing first team football. Given we struggled to score goals at times last year, the likes of Sean Cannon, Billy Quincroft, Bruce Vittiglia, new signing Scotty Witschke, Scotty Bullock, who looks like a new signing at the moment as well, and then obviously welcoming back Jack Salter after a year away. So looking in the front third, they're the guys that are going to be important for us.
And looking into the future for the facilities wise, would you be keen on playing on artificial pitches?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit of a traditionalist in that. I like the grass. I know you don't see much of the grass out here in mid-June, July, but I think that's the way that football in the future is going to go, especially for clubs of our size and our stature. To have an artificial facility means that all the teams can train on it. It's being able to be used year round. In the middle of summer you have five-a-side tournaments and all those sorts of things. So I think in terms of the growth of the club, it'd be a really important thing, and actually the fact that it'd be a true bounce out there for a change would be pretty nice as well.
And in your own career, what was your favourite memory, favourite game?
Favourite game? There's so many to mention. My debut, I travelled for 6 hours to Brisbane to get 2 minutes off the bench, and I thought it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I remember sitting, and obviously this is back before the 8 days of professionalism, sitting back with a beer after playing 2 minutes and thinking I've made it, which I was a long way from. But in terms of, I suppose, satisfying moments, the NSL Grand Final we won 2-0 at Subi. I scored, and we won 2-0 after having lost the previous 2 grand finals, in front of 38,000, however many were there that day. It's something that, you still get the hairs on the back of the neck, still stand up about it. But you move away from the games, you remember all the great times you've had with the players around you, and be that at Perth Glory or be that here at Sorrento as well. I've known guys here for 20, 25 years, and they're a big part of my life. So that's what football's given me, and I don't think you can condense it down to any one game.
And as a Sorrento coach and a player, what's your favourite game in memory at Sorrento?
That's so you're saying the same thing again. How do you answer a question like that? Go back to my first season here. We played in a cup final and got beat, I think 2-1. The first cup final the club had ever been in, with a great bunch of mates that used to knock around with all the time. Through to seeing the club win the first silverware in the night series when I'd actually signed for Glory and I wasn't able to play. But I suppose if you have to single one thing out, it'd be the grand final win, scored in the 92nd minute, 93rd minute, whatever it was of the normal game, to send it to extra time. We won in extra time. That was pretty special, given I left Glory. It was just sort of finishing off my career to do that in front of a big crowd and with my family, and playing with my brother Todd as well was pretty nice. And then to have the kids come out on the pitch, it's not something I would have thought about 20 years before then.
And you're now the first team coach at Sorrento. Who was the best coach you've ever played under?
There's been a couple. I have to, Trevor Morgan, who was a Sorrento coach, he saw something in me and he brought a different level of professionalism to this club and gave me, I suppose, the platform to step up to Perth Glory. At Perth Glory, Bernd Stanger was one who signed me, and he was just such a colourful character who loved attacking football and didn't worry about the tactics and just said go out and play and score more goals than the opposition. But if you have to narrow it down in terms of glory anyway, it'd be Mish Diavra and Alan Vest. Between those two, we won 2 championships. We were so well organised defensively, and as a defender at the time, that's what I found so interesting. The detail that Alan Vest, especially, and Mish as well, went into when conducting defending sessions was incredible, and made me feel a real important part of that, which I've always cherished.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.